Good afternoon, everyone. So today is the second last class for the chapter Indian Contract Act, that is unit number 8, bailment and pledge. This unit covers section 148 to section 181. Section 148 to section 171 are for bailment and 172 to 181 for pledge. So before taking the topic, I just want to inform everyone that today's portal is not working. So you do have any query, please note down in your notebooks, and as we allow for sharing the queries on chat box, then you can ask only, right? Because the topic is very big, so please try to go through the topic, try to understand the topic and ask the relevant queries only. Okay, so first we should go for the bailment. If bailment concept is clear, pledge is nothing. Okay, so first we should understand the bailment. Please pay attention on my words, what I'm saying. Bailment means to give something, to deliver something to someone. Bailment means to give something to someone for a specific purpose or for a specific period, with the condition that after the accomplishment of purpose or expiry of the period, the goods will be returned to the person who delivered. Bailment is a contract by which the delivery of the goods by one person to another for a specific purpose or for a specific period, with the condition that after the accomplishment of purpose or expiry of period, that goods will be returned to the person who delivered. See, if two persons A and B asks A, please give me the book. Please give me your book for study purpose. A gives the book to B. A gives book to B for study purpose. And after the accomplishment of purpose, after the exam, the books will be returned to A. So the contract between A and B is contract of bailment. In this contract, ownership is not transferred. The book is delivered only for the purpose, for study purpose for B, and with the condition that B will return the book after the purpose is accomplished. Sir, what about if A gives the book to B and there is no condition to return the book? What about if A gives the book to the bailment? If A transfer the book for some money, that is sale, free of cost, that is gift, but condition that books will be returned to the A, it is the bailment. One more example. Suppose A gives his watch to B for repair, and we will charge some money for repairing the watch. In this case, A will give watch to B, and B will repair the watch and return the watch to A. But in return, he will get some money. That is also the bailment. But this bailment is without consideration, and this bailment is with consideration. So bailment means to give something to someone for a specific purpose, with the condition that goods will be returned after the accomplishment of purpose to the owner, to the person who has delivered. It is called bailment. So bailment may be for consideration. Bailment may be maybe without consideration. Bailment may be for consideration. Bailment may be for free of cost. Let's see the definition which was given in section 148. Bailment means delivery of goods by one person to another for some purpose upon a contract, that they shall, when the purpose is accomplished, be returned or otherwise disposed. Means return to A or dispose according to A, according to direction of the person delivering them. Delivery of goods, one person to another, with the condition that after the purpose is accomplished, object is complete, the goods will be returned to the person who has delivered or disposed according to his direction. Suppose in this case, A and B, previous example of book, A delivers the book to B for the study purpose of B, but with the condition that after the purpose is accomplished of after the purpose of B is accomplished, after the purpose of B is accomplished, we should return the book to brother of A. A has given the book to B without any charge for his study purpose, with the condition that after the purpose is accomplished, B should return the book to not to A. B should return the book to the brother of A. ये जरूरी नहीं कि वो उसी को वापस करे जिससे ली है चीज, उसके डायरेक्शन के अकॉर्डिंग किसी और को भी वापस कर सकता है, यानी जैसे ए कहेगा वैसे करना है. So please read the definition. Bailment meaning and definition, section 148, delivery of goods by one person to another for some purpose upon a contract that they shall, when the purpose is accomplished, be returned or otherwise disposed according to the direction of the person delivering them. So I made the summary for section 148, delivery of goods by one person to another person for some purpose upon a contract, when purpose is accomplished, be returned to the person who has delivered. The person who delivers the goods is called bailer, and to whom the goods is delivered is called bailee. The person who gives the goods is called bailer, and to whom the goods is delivered is called bailee. See the examples. Giving cloth to tailor to be stitched, and after the purpose is accomplished means the cloth is stitched, then it will return to the owner. Giving bike on rent, giving watch for repair, and giving book to friend for reading. 1, 2, 3 are 1, 2, 3 are bailment for consideration. It means other party will get some consideration. And fourth is without consideration. This is also called gratuitous bailment, free of cost, and that is also called non-gratuitous bailment. Please note down, everyone. Some essential elements for bailment. What are the essential elements? There must be agreement between bailer and bailee. It may be express or it may be implied. Implied means by conduct. Express means by oral or written. Implied, let's see, if one person finds the goods belonging to other person. Here there's the implied bailment between finder and the owner. Means if you find something belongs to another on the road, so it's a duty. It's your duty to find the true owner and return that goods to the owner. This is the implied bailment. अगर कोई चीज पड़ी मिलती है तो आपकी ड्यूटी क्या बनती है कि ओरिजिनल ओनर को ढूंढना है और वो चीज वापस करनी है. So this is because you have to return the books, you have to return the goods to the original owner. So the agreement between you and owner is like an implied bailment agreement. Delivery means transfer of possession, not ownership. Transfer of possession, goods transfer करना है, ownership transfer नहीं करनी है. Ownership is belongs to ownership belongs to the bailor only. And delivery may be of two types: actual delivery, physically handing over the goods to bailee. You have given the book to A has given the book to B, the physical delivery, that is called actual delivery. Constructive delivery, when delivery is made by doing anything which has the effect putting the goods in his possession of the bailee or of any other authorized to hold them on his behalf. Please underline, by doing anything has the effect of putting the goods in possession of bailee or of any other authorized to hold them. See the example number 7. A holding the goods on behalf of B agreed to hold them on behalf of C. Suppose, let's suppose C asks C asks A for book. C asks A, please give me your book for 5 days only. There is my exam and I have to prepare from your book. I have to prepare from your book. Okay, but A says, sir, I really want to give the book to you, but my book is with Mr. B. I have already given to B. So A informed B, kindly deliver the book to C. A informed B, kindly deliver the book to C. Kindly deliver the book to C. Right? Now B informs C, sir, don't worry, I am holding the book on your behalf. You can take the book from me. It means book is at the same place, that is with B. But before this agreement, B was holding the book for A on behalf of A. But after the agreement, B is holding the book on behalf of C. It is called constructive delivery. That is example number 7. That is example number 7. Please read carefully. One more example, delivery of key of car to workshop dealer for a repair of a car. Means delivery of the key of car to a workshop dealer for repair. Suppose A want the car should be repaired. A want that his car should be repaired with B. The B should repair this car. So A inform B that I am giving you the key. Take my car and please complete the required repair. Please complete the required repair. So this is called constructive delivery. Please read example 7 and 8. Next point, delivery of goods for some purpose, for reading purpose, for repair purpose, whatever be. If goods are delivered by mistake, गलती से चले गए, there is no bailment. X gives his book to Y to be delivered to Z. X gives his book to Y to be delivered to Z, but mistakenly Y gives it to M. So this is not the bailment from X to M. X ने बुक दी Y को कि भैया आप Z को दे देना, गलती से Y ने M को दे दी, तो ये bailment नहीं माना जाएगा. Return of goods, when purpose is accomplished, the return of goods or dispose of according to direction of the bailer. When purpose is accomplished for which it was given, or the period for which it was given is expired, the goods should be returned to the bailer or disposed according to his order or according to his direction. Please read. Change of possession. Change of possession means change of possession from bailer to bailee. The person who gives called bailer, to whom the goods are given is called bailee. In bailment, possession of the goods changes. Bailer continues to be the owner. Bailer continues to be the owner. It means ownership does not change. Where the person is in custody without possession, he does not become a bailee. If he has the custody, but he has no right to use, that is not a bail. Example: a servant of a master who is in custody of goods of the master does not become a bail. Similarly, depositing ornaments in a bank locker is not bailment. Depositing ornaments in bank locker is not bailment, because ornaments are kept in the locker whose keys are still with the owner, not with the bank. The ornaments are in possession of the owner, though kept in the locker of the bank. भले ही लॉकर में रखे हुए हैं, एक चाबी ओनर के पास ही हो, एक चाबी ओनर के पास ही। प्लीज पढ़िए इसको। Some more examples. Examine whether the following constitute a contract of bailment. We park his car at a parking lot, locks it, and keeps the keys with himself. Seizure of goods by custom authorities having bank locker. We park his car at parking lot, locks it, and keep the key with himself. No, mere custody of good does not mean possession. There must be transfer of possession from bailer to bailee. Seizure of goods by custom authorities. Custom authorities ने goods seize कर लिए, जब्त कर लिए. Yes, the possession of the goods is transferred from the custom to the custom authorities. Therefore, bailment exists and section 148 applicable. Bank locker, never a bailment. Bank locker, never a bailment. Right? सर चैट बॉक्स प्लीज अलाउ कर दीजिए बच्चों, कुछ ये मुझे पूछनी है बच्चों से। ठीक है सर। एसेंशियल एलिमेंट वुड बी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट और एग्रीमेंट, सेम थिंग एट दिस प्लेस। Classification of bailment. Classification of bailment on the basis of benefits, on the basis of consideration. On the basis of benefit, it is for the exclusive benefit of bailer, for the exclusive benefit of bailee, for the mutual benefit of both. For on the basis of consideration, gratuitous bailment, that is without consideration. Non-gratuitous for consideration. चेंज ऑफ पोजीशन बताया बेटे मैंने आपको, किताब दी अक्षय। चेंज ऑफ पोजीशन मतलब आपने पोजीशन चेंज कर दिया, ओनरशिप चेंज नहीं की। आपने मुझसे किताब मांगी पढ़ने के लिए, मैंने आपको किताब दे दी, तो बुक चली गई ना यूज करने के लिए आपके पास, पर ओनरशिप तो मेरे पास ही रहेगी। दैट इज चेंज ऑफ पोजीशन। सो वन थिंग यू शुड नोट, फॉर म्यूचुअल बेनिफिट of both means non-gratuitous. Both parties have benefit for consideration. And only one party taking the benefit, it is without consideration. It is gratuitous bailment. Yes, beta, Kashish. See the examples. For the exclusive benefit of the bailer. In this agreement, in this example, only bailer has getting benefit. The delivery of some valuables to neighbor for safe custody without charge. अब इसमें क्वेश्चन आएगा आप लोगों का, सर यहाँ भी तो कस्टडी की बात हुई। कस्टडी मतलब उसकी प्रॉपर केयर करना। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल डिलीवरी ऑफ सम वैल्यूएबल्स टू नेबर फॉर सेफ कस्टडी। यू आर लिविंग फॉर 4 to 5 days and you think sir my valuable should be handed over to the my neighbor, so that there may be a safety point of view. But in this case, bailer, in this case, bailee is authorized to take proper care of that goods like his own. So that is called bailment. For exclusive benefit of bailee, bailee के benefit के लिए only bailee get benefit, lending of bicycle to a friend for his use without charge, giving the book to the friend for examination purpose, for mutually benefit of for mutual benefit of both parties, both means bailer and bailee. अक्षित आपने स्लाइड नहीं पढ़ी, आप पूछ रहे हैं विकास पार्क हिज कार एट पार्किंग लॉट, यही तो एग्जांपल लिया था मैंने अभी, आप प्लीज देखो उसको। अगर पार्किंग लॉट पे कार कीप और चाबी अपने साथ ले जाता है तो वो बेलमेंट नहीं है, अभी तो पढ़ा बेटा। फॉर द म्यूचुअल बेनिफिट ऑफ बोथ, गिविंग क्लॉथ फॉर आयरन पर्पस, बिकॉज you will get your cloth iron and the iron man get the money consideration. Gratuitous, no consideration passes between the bailer and the bailee. It means it is for exclusive benefit of either bailer or either bailee. Only one party get benefit. Lending of bicycle to a friend for his use without charge, giving book to a friend for examination purpose. Non-gratuitous, consideration passes between bailer and bailee, like giving the watch for repair. ठीक है? So this was the first part. Any query up to this point? Any query up to this point? Sir, if someone finds the goods on road, it is quasi contract, and the holding the quasi contract and holding like bailment, both are there. रिटर्न ऑफ गुड्स, जब पर्पस पूरा हो जाएगा तो गुड्स लौटाया जाएगा या जिसने दिया उसके अकॉर्डिंग शिफ्ट डिस्पोज किया जाएगा। अभी एग्जांपल दिया, आप अक्षित थे नहीं क्या बेटा? अभी एग्जांपल दिया ए बी सी, एक मिनट देखिए, प्लीज बी प्रेजेंट इन द क्लास, ये एग्जांपल दिया मैंने आपको। Sir, if A gave book to B and forgot to ask, wouldn't that be quasi not? Quasi contract, कंस्ट्रक्टिव डिलीवरी का एग्जांपल भी दिया मैंने, हिंदी में भी बताया बेटे कि ए ने बुक दी, ए ने ये एग्जांपल दिया था बेटे कि ए के पास, सी ने ए से बुक मांगी, बुक बी के पास है, बी ने कहा ठीक है मैं अभी सी मुझसे बुक ले लेगा, तो बुक तो वही की वही है, पहले बी होल्ड कर रहा था ए के बिहाफ पर, अब कर रहा है सी के बिहाफ पर। डिस्पोज, मतलब डिस्पोज का मतलब है यहाँ पर जैसे वो कहेगा, या तो उसे किसी को ट्रांसफर करनी है, बेचनी है, वॉट एवर। ओके कशिश, एनी अदर क्वेरी? सीजर बाय अथॉरिटी मींस जब्त कर लेना, कस्टम वालों ने रेड, कस्टम कस्टम ऑफिसर ने रेड किया आपके यहाँ और उसने जो गुड्स था सब उठा लिया, सीज कर लिया, जब्त कर लिया। मेयर कस्टडी मतलब केवल देखने के लिए नहीं गया आपको, केवल लुक आफ्टर करना, दूर से देखते रहो उसको, ये कस्टडी माना जाता है। प्रॉपर इसको यूज कर सकते हैं, पोजीशन ट्रांसफर कर रहे हैं, आपके हाथ में गुड्स जा रहा है। सो कम टू द एलपीएल मैच 1। Bailment means temporary delivery of goods, permanent delivery of goods, partly delivery of goods, none. It is not essential element of contract of bailment. Doing contract, purchase of goods, delivery of goods, return of goods in a specific time. A bailment is the delivery of goods by one person to another space upon a contract that they shall, when the purpose is accomplished, be returned or otherwise disposed according to the direction of A, for some purpose or some other person, for some purpose the person delivering them, as security, some other person, as security the person delivering them. In the contract of bailment, the person delivering the goods is called seller, bailee, bailer, agent. Gratuitous bailment means a bailment for exclusive benefit of bailer, for exclusive benefit of bailee, either A or B, for mutual benefit of bailer and bailee. Delivery of a key of car to friend is an example of physical delivery, constructive delivery, any of above, none of these. Bailment means temporary delivery of goods, not essential purchase of goods, for some purpose the person delivering them, called bailer, either A or B, constructive delivery. Mr. Vishnu, Dakshta, Akshit, बस यही थे जिन्होंने सही आंसर दिए. Sir, in fifth question, why either A or B? So gratuitous may be for either for the benefit of bailer or either for the benefit of bailee. If it is for the both benefit for both, then it is the non-gratuitous beta. Sandeep, clear हुआ? Is it clear to you or not? Should I repeat? If it is for the benefit of either bailer or bailee, only one party, then it is gratuitous. Delivery of a car to friend. Is it physical delivery? No. It is only a constructive delivery. हाँ जी बिल्कुल, ग्रेचुटी से मतलब ही लिखवाया मैंने. सर आप अक्षय जी प्लीज, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है आप ध्यान नहीं दे रहे हो मेरी चीज को. प्लीज, मैंने नोट कराया बेटे, आपको बताया. ग्रेचुटी विदाउट कंसिडरेशन लिखा भी है मैंने, यहाँ पर लिखा तो है बेटा, क्लियर लिखा हुआ है. gratuitous without consideration, non-gratuitous for consideration. सर प्लीज अजीत सर चैट को डिसेबल कर दीजिए प्लीज थोड़ी देर के लिए. Now duties and rights of bailer and bailee. one very interesting thing for these 4 points: duties and rights of bailer and duties and right of bailee. Interesting thing is that what is the duties of bailer are the rights of bailee. Means what should the bailer do? That is the expectation from the bailee. So bailer duties are bailee's right, and bailer's rights are bailee's duty. What is expected from bailee, that is the duties of bailee, are the right of bailer. Are the right of bailer. Let's discuss one by one. Duties of bailer: to disclose known faults in the goods. Please note down please note down or underline what I will point out in during the discussion. In gratuitous bailment, that is without consideration, bailer should has to disclose all the faults known to him. All the faults known to him. If the bailment is without consideration, bailment is without consideration, it is the duty of the bailer to disclose all the faults which are known to him. But in case of non-gratuitous bailment, bailer has to disclose all the faults whether known to him or not. Sir, how is it possible? Sir, how is it possible the fault which is not known to the bailer, how it could explain, how it could inform? The purpose of this line in the law is that in case of gratuitous bailment, bailer is responsible of fault which was not disclosed by him but was in his knowledge. In case of gratuitous bailment, bailer was responsible for fault in the goods bailed which is not informed by him only if it is known to him. ग्रेचुटियस बेलमेंट में बेलर केवल उन्हीं फॉल्ट्स की लायबल होगा जो उसे पता थे फिर भी उसने नहीं बताया, known to him, which are material for use of goods or may put the bailee to extraordinary risk. But in case of non-gratuitous bailment, bailer is responsible for all faults, whether known to him or not. Known to him or in case of non-gratuitous bailment, bailer is responsible for all the faults, whether known to him or not. So, which are material for use of goods or may be put bailee to the extraordinary risk. Effect of non-disclosure: bailer should be liable for damages for any loss caused to bail. Bailer shall be liable for damages for any loss caused to bailee. See example number 14. A gives his bike to his friend B free of cost. Gratuity. FOC, free of cost. A knows that the brakes of bikes are not working properly, but he does not inform to B. A knows that the brakes of bikes are not working, but he does not inform to B. B meets an accident. A is liable to pay the damage. A ने एक बाइक दी फ्रेंड को, ए को पता था फिर भी नहीं बताया, बी का एक्सीडेंट हो गया, ए को कॉम्पनसेशन देना पड़ेगा. But if in example number 14, what 15 says, if in the example number 14, A was unaware, A has no knowledge about the fault in the brakes, A is unaware of the fault of bike, then A is not responsible to pay the damage. उस केस में If A is unaware of the fault of bike, then A is not responsible. A is not responsible. Sir, who will prove? Bailey has to prove. Bailey has to prove first, then Baylor has to prove. So first Bailey will say, sir, he has the knowledge, Baylor has the knowledge. Then Baylor has to prove that he has no knowledge about the fault. But in case of non-gratuitous, Baylor shall be liable for damages for any loss caused to Bailey, whether or not Baylor was aware of the fault. Example 16, A gives his bike to B on hire. On hire. The brakes of bikes are not working properly. In the previous example, example number 14, the bike was given as a free of cost. But in example number 16, bike was given for some charges for on hire. The brakes of bikes are not working. B meets an accident. A is liable to pay damages, whether the fault of bike known to A or not. A को पता हो या नहीं पता हो, क्योंकि बाइक जो एग्रीमेंट वो क्या था, नो फॉल्ट के बारे में नहीं पता हो, he will be responsible. He will be responsible. Please read. So you can note down that in case of gratuitous bailment, bailer is liable only for the known faults, but in case of non-gratuitous bailment, bailer is liable for all faults. Bailer is liable for all faults. Indemnify Bailey, compensating Bailey. Bailey को लॉस हो गया Bailey का, उसके लिए compensate करना. Indemnify, to compensate for loss. For defective title of to the goods. Defective title means false कह सकते हैं. You can say false ownership. Suppose A ask B for book. A ask B for book, for some book, for the book of mercantile law or business law. And B, what B do? What B does? B puts B picks the book of C and hand it over to A. A ने B से बुक मांगी, भैया मुझे लॉ की बुक दे दे. B ने क्या किया, अपनी तो बुक दी नहीं, C की बुक उठाई और A को पकड़ा दी. For this fault of ownership, if A suffers some loss, B will be responsible. Example number 17. X gives his neighbor's car to Y for use without the neighbor's permission. X gives his neighbor's car to Y for use without neighbor's permission. The neighbor sues Y and get compensation. X is bound to indemnify Y for the loss. X ने पड़ोसी कार Y को दे दी, पड़ोसी के बगैर पूछे. पड़ोसी ने Y को पे सूट फाइल कर दिया, कॉम्पनसेशन ले लिया Y से. Now Y can claim that compensation from X. Premature termination. Premature means before due date. Premature means before due date. But this is only for gratuitous bailment. Premature termination option is not available on non-gratuitous bailment. Let's suppose A has given the book to B. A has given the book to B for 4 months. For 4 months. A has given the book to B for 4 months as a without any consideration, as free of cost. In that case, law says, because it is the gratuitous bailment, A can terminate this bailment before the due date. Means A can claim the book back before the 4 months. Only in case of gratuitous bailment. Although Although if in this premature termination, B suffers some loss. If B suffers some loss in this premature termination, he can claim the compensation from A. ग्रेचुटियस बेलमेंट में ड्यू डेट से पहले रिकवर कर सकते हैं, ड्यू डेट से पहले हम रिकवर कर सकते हैं, लेकिन अगर उसको बेली को लॉस होता है तो बेली बेलर से वो क्लेम कर सकता है. सी एग्जांपल नंबर 18. X lends his old car to Y gratuitously for 4 months. Y incurs 1,000 for repair. If after 1 month X asks to return the old car, he has to compensate Y for expenses incurred in excess of the benefit derived. See, in this example, the car was for 4 months and incurred 1,000 rupees for repair. And this is also for 4-month period incurred by the bailee. But after 1 month, X asks to return the old car. So Y has to return this car, but Y has taken the benefit for 1 month. So 1,000 divided by 4, it means 250 rupees benefit for 1 month. In this case, he has to return the car to X, but he can claim 750 rupees. He has incurred 1,000 rupees for 4 months. He has taken the benefit for 1 month. So about 250 rupees has been consumed. Benefit of 250 has been already taken. So he can claim the expenses for 3 months benefit, because 3 months are pending. So he can claim rupees 18. To bear expenses. In case of gratuitous, free of cost, all expenses should be biller. But in case of non-gratuitous, where consideration there, only extraordinary expenses are borne by the biller. Sir, what is the necessary and extraordinary? Come to the example number 19 and 20. A gives his bike to his friend B gratuitously, that is free of cost. It runs out of petrol. There was no petrol in the bike. B can recover petrol charges and normal charges. Petrol charges, necessary charges from A. Let's say if bike suffers a breakdown and B has no repair charge, B has to pay the repair charges. These charges can also be recovered from A. So in the example number 19, petrol charges are necessary to run the bike and repair charges extraordinary, कभी कभी होने वाले, extraordinary. So because the bike is given gratuitously, both expenses, necessary and extraordinary, petrol charges and the repair charges will be borne by the bailer, that is A. But for in above example number 20, what's saying? If in the above example means 19th example. If in the 19th example, A gives the bike to friend on hire, कुछ charges ले रहा है वो, that is the non-gratuitous bailment. So in this case, we can recover only the repair charges. He cannot claim necessary charges, that is the petrol charges. Okay. Please read this example number 19 and 20. Note down, in case of gratuitous bailment, bailer has to bear all the charges, necessary and extraordinary. But in case of non-gratuitous bailment, the bailer is liable to pay only the extraordinary charges, extraordinary expenses. Receive back goods. It is the duty of the bailor. It is the duty of the bailor to get back the goods after the purpose is accomplished or after the expiry of the period. But if bailor refuses to take the goods back, the bailee can claim the compensation for all necessary and incidental expenses, which the bailee undertakes to keep and protect the goods. क्या कह रहा है ये इसमें? इट इज अ ड्यूटी कि बेलर की ड्यूटी बनती है कि भैया जब समय पूरा हो गया या पर्पस पूरा हो गया गुड्स वापस ले. बट इफ बेलर रिफ्यूजेस, बेलर मना कर देता है, बेलर रिफ्यूजेस टू टेक द गुड्स बैक, in that case bailee can claim all the compensation from the bailor for keeping and protecting the goods. See example number 21. X delivered his car to Y for 5 days for safekeeping. However, X does not take back the car for 1 month. Means X delivered the car only for 5 days, but he does not take back the car even for 1 month. In this case, Y can claim the necessary expenses incurred by him for the custody of car, for taking care of the car. Read the example number 21. Now the rights of bailor. We have discussed the duties of bailor. Now time to discuss the rights of bailor. Termination of bailment. What is saying? If the bailee does with respect to the goods bailed any act which is inconsistent with the terms of bailment. If bailee does with respect to the goods bailed any act which is inconsistent with the terms of the bailment is voidable at the option of the bailor. Means if bailee do something against the contract of bailment, then bailor has right to cancel the contract. अगर बेली कुछ ऐसा मिसयूज करता है of the उस गुड्स का, तो बेलर उस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को तोड़ सकता है. See the example 22. Kulbhushan sent his car to the Harish for repair. The movie scene from Kuli number 1. Kulbhushan Kharbanda sent his car to the Harish for repair, but Harish gives that car to his friend Govinda for his personal use. Now, Kulbhushan, that is bailor, can terminate the bailment because he has given the car to the bailee, that is Harish, for repair purpose. But Harish bailee used the car for his friend. That is not given in the contract of bailment. So, in this case, Kulbhushan can terminate the contract of bailment. Demand return of goods at any time. Remember, this is again only for gratuitous. If the bailment is gratuitous, we have discussed, and for a specific time, bailor may demand the return of goods before the specified time, but the bailor shall have to identify the bailee for any loss suffered by the bailee. But the bailor shall have to indemnify the bailee for any loss suffered by the bailee. We have discussed. A lent his book to B for examination. Before examination, A demanded his book back. B has to pay extra 100 rupees for book. Now B can recover this amount from A. A ने बुक दी B को पढ़ने के लिए, एग्जाम तक के लिए, एग्जाम से पहले बुक वापस मांगी. अब B को नई बुक खरीदनी पड़ी जो 100 रुपए एक्स्ट्रा लगे, तो 100 रुपए B A से क्लेम कर सकता है. It means, listen, it means in case of gratuitous bailment, bailor has right to terminate the bailment before the period, but he should have to compensate bailee for any loss sustained by the decision of bailor. But in case of non-gratuitous bailment, bailor has no right to terminate or end the bailment before the specific period. Right? Claim accretion, additional benefit. Right to claim accretion और इंक्रीज ऑफ प्रॉफिट फ्रॉम द गुड्स बिल्ड. अगर कुछ बेनिफिट हुआ है उस गुड्स में तो वो भी बेलर का माना जाएगा, बेली का नहीं. सी एग्जांपल नंबर 24. A pledges certain shares with B. Company issues the bonus share against the same. B must not only return original shares but also bonus shares. What is the example? Ki A has given share to B for as a security for loan. Company issues during the period when shares are held with the B. During this period, the company issues some bonus shares. Now, because the ownership is not transferred, ownership of shares are belongs to A only. The bonus share will also be for A. So in this case, if B receive bonus share on behalf of A, he should return the original share and bonus share to the bailor. One more example: 25 X gives his cow to Y for safe custody for 1 month. During this time, the cow gives a birth to a calf. गाय को एक बछड़ा होता है, and then Y is liable to return the calf with cow. Please read the example 24 and 25. Rights of bailor against third party. Wrongdoer means if I suppose A gives his book to B. A gives his book to B, but stolen by or misplaced by C, the third person. Listen, one thing. In case of wrongdoer, A and B, any of A and B can file the suit. In case of wrongdoer with the goods, any of bailor or bailee can file the suit. If a third person wrongfully prevents the bailee of the use of possession of car bails or does them any injury, the bailor or the bailee may bring a suit. The bailor or the bailee may bring a suit against the third party for such loss or injury. See the example. X delivered his car to Y for 5 days for safekeeping. Z, a neighbor, broke the glass of car. Now X or Y can claim the damages from anyone, bailor or bailee. X delivered the car to Y for 5 days, but a neighbor broke the glass of car by hitting the stone. So in this case, either X or Y can claim the damages from Z, but to be given to the only the bailor because the ownership is with bailor. So this right is also we will discuss in case of rights of bailee. Right to sue the bailee. The bailor has right to sue the bailee for enforcing all the liabilities and duties to him. Simple thing what he's saying. Bailor can claim all the duties which are supposed from the bailee. जो duties हैं भैया पूरा करो. Right to compensation. If any damage is caused to the goods built because of the unauthorized use or unauthorized mixing of the goods, the bailor has a right to claim the compensation for the same. Means bailor has given the goods to bailee, but bailee has misused the goods or mixed that goods with other goods. The bailor can claim the compensation from the bailee. Mudit sends 100 packets of MP wheat flour to his friend Rajat to be delivered to Naman. Unfortunately, staff of Rajat mixes those packets in godown with packets of other brands flour packets. Now Rajat is liable to pay expenses for separating the packets. Mudit has given 100 packets of flour to his friend Rajat and saying that please deliver it to Naman. But the staff of Rajat unfortunately or wrongly mixes those packets with his own packets. Now Rajat has to pay the compensation or all the expenses for separating the packets. Please read the example. So These were the rights of bailor. Now the time to discuss the duties of bailee. Duties of bailee are the rights of bailor. To take reasonable care of the goods bailed. What an ordinary man do with his own goods. What an ordinary man do with own goods. हमेशा ये शायद आपके पार्ट में प्रॉब्लम है, मेरे ख्याल से वॉइस में कोई दिक्कत नहीं, किसी और की कोई क्वेरी नहीं है. To take reasonable care of the goods bailed. As a man of ordinary prudence, under similar circumstances, take of his own goods. जो वो अपने गुड्स की केयर करता वही केयर उसे करनी, इसको बेली को. A lends his car to B. B does not park the car at proper parking and the car was stolen. Now B is liable for compensation. Suppose in the above example, I'm talking about example number 28. Suppose in the above example, B parks the car at proper parking. Even the car was stolen. B is not liable to compensate. So students, please read example 27, 28 carefully and definitely you will get the concept clear of taking reasonable care. Please read. Not to make any unauthorized use. This was the right of bailor. This is the duty of bailee. If bailee makes any unauthorized use of goods, then bailment becomes voidable at the option of a bailor, and bailee is liable for any loss or damage, even if such loss is caused due to the act of God. If bailee use unauthorized in way, bailee use the goods in unauthorized way, then he would be liable to compensate even the act of God. See example number 29. A gives his watch to B to be used by B only. Afterward, B gives that watch to his brother C without informing A. Even taking due care, the watch was stolen. Now B is liable to compensate A. A ने give watch दी B को कि भैया आप ही को यूज करनी है, लेकिन B ने अपने भाई C को दे दी और जिसकी इंफॉर्मेशन A को नहीं थी. प्रॉपर केयर करने के बाद भी घड़ी चोरी हो गई. Now B will be liable for compensation to A. Not to mix the goods with his own goods. In such case, both shall have an interest in the proper mixing the goods with consent. Mixing the goods with consent. दोनों की मर्जी से. दोनों की मर्जी से. In such case, both shall have some interest in their proportion to their respective share in the mixture thus produced. So in that case, if the goods is mixed with consent, and definitely both parties should have any interest. So in that case, there will be no question of compensation. But mixing without consent, so one thing you should note that goods may be separable or goods may be inseparable. Separable मतलब जो अलग किया जा सकता हो, inseparable मतलब जो अलग नहीं किया जा सकता हो. So if the goods are separable, bailee is bound to bear the expenses for separation. Bear the expenses of separation and also pay damages for such unauthorized mixing. But if the goods is inseparable, it is considered to be lost, and bailee must compensate the bailor for loss of goods. Section 157. See the examples of both points. Example 30. The case of separable goods. Mudit sends 100 packets of MP wheat flour to his friend Rajat to be delivered to Naman. Unfortunately, staff of Rajat mixed those packets in godown with packets of other brands flour packets. Packets can be separated. packets can be separated. Now Rajat is liable to pay the expenses for separating the packet. But in example number 30, inseparable point, Rahul sends 100 kg of MP wheats to his friend Deepak to be delivered to Kishan. Rahul sends 100 kgs of MP wheat to his friend Deepak to be delivered to Kishan. Unfortunately, staff of Deepak mixed that wheat with other quality wheat. Wheat ही mix हो गया. If wheat is mixed with other quality of wheats, it cannot be separated. Now Deepak is liable to compensate Rahul for loss of. Please read example 30 and 31. Return the goods on due time. It is the duty of the bailee to return or deliver the goods according to direction of bailier without demand on the expiry of the time period fixed or when the purpose is accomplished. If goods is given by the bailier or to bailee for particular period, then it is the duty of the bailee to return the goods after the expiry of period. If it is given for a specific purpose, for examination point of view, then after the examination, it is duty of the bailee to return the books to the bailier without demand. The bailee need not to wait. जस्ट अ मोमेंट बच्चों, 1 मिनट के लिए मैं वेट करूंगा, शायद चार्जिंग पे लगना रह गया है. 1 मिनट के लिए पॉज कर रहा हूं बच्चों. Okay, so it is the duty of the bailee to return or deliver the goods according to the direction of bailier without demand. Without demand means the bailee should not wait for the asking of return from the bailier. If he fails to do so, he is responsible to the bailier for any loss, notwithstanding the exercise of reasonable care of his part. See example number 32. A took the book from his friend B for 3 days. After 3 days, A does not return the book to B, even taking the due care of the book by A. After end of the period, the book is picked and torn by the monkey. Now A will be liable to compensate B. A ने बुक ली फ्रेंड से 3 दिन के लिए, लेकिन नहीं लौटाई. बहुत केयर करने के बाद ही बंदर ले गया बुक को, फाड़ के फेंक दिया. Now A is liable to compensate. Read the example 32. Return accretion to the goods, same point, that was the right of bailier. In the absence of any contract to the contrary, the bailee is bound to deliver to the bailier or according to his direction any increase of profit which may have accrued from the goods billed. We have already discussed. A pledges certain shares with B. Company issues bonus share against the same. B must not only return the original shares but also bonus shares. See example 34. X gives his cow to Y for safe custody for 1 month. During this time, cow gives birth to a calf. Now Y is liable to return the calf and cow. डिस्कस कर चुके बच्चों हम एग्जाम्पल ये वाला. Not to set up adverse title means not to misuse. The bailee is under a duty not to do any act which is inconsistent with the title to the bailier ownership. The main purpose of this point is just to say not to misuse. He should not set up own title. अपनी नहीं मानना उसे बुक जो चीज दी गई है आपको, और ऑफ इट और द टाइटल ऑफ ए थर्ड पार्टी, या किसी तीसरे को नहीं देना है. See the example 35. Kulbhushan sent his car to the Harish for repair. We have discussed this example. Harish gives that car to his friend Govinda for his personal use. Now Kulbhushan can terminate the pay. So these were the duties of Bailey. At this place we are having a break of 5 minutes. 5 मिनट के बाद में आपको rejoin करेंगे अपन. Then we will finish the rights of Bailey's and we will allow to ask your queries. Okay? On chat box. Please sir 5 मिनट break दीजिए बच्चों को. ठीक है, thank you. Now the topic rights of bailee. Rights of bailee are same as the duties of bailer. First point, right to deliver goods to any of the joint bailers. If the goods bailed is owned by more than one person, means the bailer are joint bailer. So bailee has the right to deliver any of them. If several joint owners bail the goods, the bailee has the right to deliver them to any one of the joint owners, unless there was a contract to the contrary. Means if there is contract other than, if there is specific contract, suppose A and B both are owner of a book and they give it to C. So C has the right to give the return the book to any A or B. But if it is decided in the contract between A, B, and C, that book will be returned to only B, or return to the both return to the bailer only when they both are at one place. So this is the contract to contrary. अगर कुछ और लिखा हुआ है कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में तो वो एप्लीकेबल होगा, अदरवाइज जो बेली है वो किसी एक को वापस कर सकता है. A, B, C are the joint owner of a car. They deliver it on hire to D for 1 month. After the expiry of 1 month, D may return the car to any one of the joint owner, namely A, B, or C. Right to indemnity. The bailee has right to indemnified to be compensated by bailer if bailer has no title of the goods and as a consequence the bailee suffered some loss. This was the duty of the bailer. Same example. X gives his car to his neighbor's car to Y for use without neighbor's permission. The neighbor sue Y and gets compensation. Now X is bound to indemnify for the loss. Please read the example. Right to compensate in case of faulty goods. Faulty goods. A bailee is entitled to receive compensation due to the bailer due to the failure of the bailer to disclose any fault in the goods known to him, that is for gratuitous. And if the bailment is for hire, non-gratuitous, the bailer will be liable to compensate even though he was not aware of the existence of such goods. We have discussed these examples. We have discussed these examples in the part of the duties of bailer. Already discussed. I am not taking once again. Right to claim charges in case of non-gratuitous, extraordinary charges to be borne by the bailer. In case of gratuitous, free of cost. Even necessary charges means all the charges, necessary plus extraordinary. In case of gratuitous, necessary plus extraordinary. We have already discussed in part rights of bailer. Same right as that in case of bailer, right against third party. If a third person wrongly prevents the bailee of the use of the possession of the goods bailed or does them any injury, the bailer or the bailee may bring a suit against third person for such loss or injury. I have discussed when we are talking about the rights of bailer that this right is also available to the bailee against the third person. X delivered his car to Y for 5 days for safekeeping. Z, a neighbor broke the glass of car. Now X or Y can claim the damages from Z. We have discussed these points. Right to apply to court to decide the title of the goods. Who is the owner? Title means ownership. Important point. If the goods bailed are claimed by the person other than the bailer, suppose A has given the book to B. A has given the book to B, but C claimed the book from B, that's by saying that he is the original owner. A ने book दी B को, A is bailer and B is the bailee, but C ने कहा सब ये book मेरी है, B से कहा book मेरी है, मुझे वापस करो. Now bailee is confused who is the true owner. So in this case, the bailee can file the case to the court to decide to whom the book should be returned, to whom the goods should be returned. So if the goods bailed are claimed by the person other than the bailer, the bailee may apply to the court to stop the delivery and to decide the title to the good, decide the ownership of the goods. See, decide the ownership of the goods. See example 44A. A dealer in TV delivered a TV to B for using in a summer vacation. Subsequently, C claimed that the TV belongs to him as it was delivered for only for repair to A and thus B should deliver it to him. ए एक डीलर है टीवी का, उसने टीवी बेच दी बी को, बाद में सी ने क्या कहा, ये तो मैंने टीवी ए को दी थी रिपेयर के लिए, मेरी टीवी है, मुझे वापस करो. Now, in this case, B may apply to the court to decide the question of ownership of the TV so that he may deliver it to the right owner. He may deliver it to the right owner. The right of lien we will discuss after in detail after the discussing all the rights of bailee. Right of lien means होता है right to retain the possession, retain the goods, deliver until the charges due to him are paid by the bailer. Right of lien. Right lien means right to retain the goods until payment is done. C. Lien is the right of a person to retain the goods belonging to other until this claim is satisfied or some debt due to him is repaid. For example, you have given the cloth to the tailor for stitching purpose. The tailor has the right to retain the cloth until the payment is done. The law says that lien may be of general lien and the particular lien. Section 171 and 170. General lien means against any goods. Right to retain the goods not only for demands arising out of the goods retained, but for general balance of account in the favor of a certain person. In the absence of contract to contrary, this right is available to bankers, factors, policy brokers. For understanding purpose, I am giving you as an example. Suppose A has given B a tailor two piece of cloth, black and blue. Black and blue. B has and made the payment for blue. Made the payment for blue. Now, if B can retain only black suit for which the payment is pending. If B retains the black suit for payment, it is called particular lien. But if B has right to retain blue suit for the payment of black, then it is called general lien. अगर A ने दो तरह कपड़े दिए, ब्लैक और एक ब्लू, B को स्टिच करने के लिए, अगर B को ये राइट है कि केवल वो जिसका पेमेंट पेंडिंग है वही क्लेम रोक सकता है, ब्लैक का पेमेंट पेंडिंग है तो ब्लैक रोक रख सकता है, इज कॉल्ड पर्टिकुलर लीन. लेकिन अगर उसे ये राइट मिल जाए कि अगर पेमेंट पेंडिंग है चाहे ब्लू या ब्लैक का, उसके हाथ में जो पर्टिकुलर कलर का सूट है वो रोक ले कोई भी, इट मींस if he has right to retain the blue suit for the payment of black, it is called general lien. But this was for example only. The general lien right is available only for bankers, factors means collecting agent जो collect करते हैं किसी के ब्याह पर payment, policy brokers. See the example number 45. Important example for examination point of view. Harshad has taken a loan of rupees 1 lakh from bank without any security. Thereafter, he taken another loan from the same bank for rupees 3 lakh on a security of jewelry given to bank. Harshad has taken a loan 1 lakh from bank without security. This loan is without security. Thereafter, he taken another loan for same bank for 3 lakh which is secured. Harshad repays the second loan, that is secured loan, but not first. Now bank can retain the jewelry towards his first loan. Harshad ने लोन लिया 1 लाख रुपए का, वो कोई सिक्योरिटी नहीं दी, बाद में उसने क्या किया, एक लोन और लिया 3 लाख रुपए का, उसके लिए सिक्योरिटी दी ज्वेलरी के रूप में। हर्षद ने सेकंड लोन का पेमेंट कर दिया जो सिक्योर्ड था, लेकिन फर्स्ट का नहीं किया। तो बैंक को राइट है कि वो ज्वेलरी रख ले किस लोन के लिए, जो अनसिक्योर्ड था। वो कि भैया पहले पेमेंट करो तब हम ज्वेलरी वापस करेंगे। बट इन दिस केस, if it was decided the second loan particular lien right to retain only the particular goods in respect of which the claim is due. 46 example, A gives cloth to B, a tailor to make into a coat. B is entitled to retain the coat until he is paid. If in the above example, B takes 15 days time to make the coat. Important, please mark star. Important point. If in the above example, B takes 15 days time to make the coat. B ने कहा भैया 15 दिन लगेंगे कोट, 15 दिन बाद आना। तो right of lien will apply after 15 days when when the due time is over, after the due time, right? So this was the second part. Now ask your queries. Akshay Gupta, duties of Bailey, point number 3 or 5. 3 5 क्वेश्चन 3 पार्ट पॉइंट नंबर 3 में क्या था, नॉट टू मिक्स द गुड्स विद हिज ओन गुड्स। अगर गुड्स में मिक्स करते हैं तो अगर सेपरेबल है तो सारा खर्चा बेलर बियर करेगा, अब बेली बियर करेगा, और अगर सेपरेबल नहीं है, अलग नहीं हो सकता, तो वो लॉस माना जाएगा, कॉम्पनसेशन देना पड़ेगा। एग्जाम्पल नंबर 5th पॉइंट ले लूं पहले मैं आपका। एग्जाम्पल नंबर पॉइंट नंबर 5th, सेम पॉइंट ऑफ द राइट्स ऑफ बेली। आपने शायद राइट्स ऑफ बेली नहीं, राइट ऑफ बिलर नहीं पढ़े आपने, देखिए मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको। राइट्स ऑफ बिलर 3rd पॉइंट, सेम पॉइंट विद द पॉइंट ड्यूटीज ऑफ बेली 5th पॉइंट, वहां पढ़िए इसको। एंड एग्जाम्पल नंबर 14 15, अक्षित बेटा, वेरी इजी एग्जाम्पल। ए ने अपने दोस्त को बाइक दी, बाइक के ब्रेक काम नहीं कर रहे थे, ये बात ए को पता थी लेकिन उसने नहीं बताई और बी को लॉस हुआ, तो बी कॉम्पनसेशन लेगा ए से। लेकिन अगर ए को नहीं पता था तो ए लायबल नहीं होगा। दिस वाज द एग्जांपल ऑफ 15। एनी अदर क्वेरी? सर एग्जांपल नंबर 43, जस्ट अ मोमेंट। सर what if Z is minor in the example 43 can be sued? Important. Yes, but out of his property. अब बच्चे ने मारा तो प्रॉपर्टी कॉम्पनसेशन लिया जाएगा क्योंकि उसने ये गलत काम किया। नहीं नहीं, दिस इज द क्रिमिनल एक्ट ना, आप किसी की चीज को हानि पहुंचा रहे हैं, इलीगल पॉइंट यू आर डूइंग इलीगल। इलीगल इज पनिशमेंट है बेटा, माने माइनर के लिए भी। किसी की चीज को गलत पहुंचा, अदरवाइज तो हम यही करेंगे, किसी बच्चे देंगे उसको खून करिया, मर्डर करिया उसका, नॉट पॉसिबल। एग्जाम्पल 17 क्या था, कार एक्स ने अपने नेबर की कार दे दी, किसको, वाई को, नेबर की परमिशन के बिना। वाई ने सूट फाइल कर दिया, नेबर ने सूट फाइल कर दिया वाई के ऊपर, तो वाई कॉम्पनसेशन लेगा एक्स से। ठीक है। 18 में क्या था, कार एक्स ने अपनी ओल्ड कार दी वाई को 4 महीने के लिए, वाई ने 1,000 रुपए खर्च कर दिए, लेकिन 1 महीने बाद कार वापस ले ली तो 250 रुपए का बेनिफिट ले लिया, 4 महीने का मतलब हो गया 1,000 रुपए, 250 रुपए पर मंथ। तो 1 महीने बाद कार वापस की तो 250 बेनिफिट ले लिया, 750 रुपए किसको देने पड़ेंगे, पेलर को देने पड़ेंगे, बेली को। एग्जाम्पल 45, एग्जाम्पल 45, एग्जाम्पल 45, हर्षद हैज टेकन ए लोन ऑफ रुपीज 1 लाख। हर्षद ने 1 लाख रुपए का लोन लिया विद दैट इज अनसिक्योर्ड लोन। but he's taken a second loan, that is a secured loan for 3 lakhs, and for which he has given the jewelry as a security. He has given the jewelry as a security. Harshad paid the secured loan, but not the unsecured loan. Now bank has right to claim the to retain the jewelry for unsecured loan also. पॉइंट नंबर 3, एग्जाम्पल 25 पढ़िए। क्या था कि अगर गुड्स में कोई इजाफा हो रहा है, कोई बढ़ रहा है, तो वो बेनिफिट भी बेलर का होगा। एक्स ने गाय दी वाई को कि भैया 1 महीने रख लो मेरे गाय को, इस बीच में गाय को बछड़ा हुआ तो बछड़ा भी एक्स का होगा, वाई का नहीं होगा। और कौन सा पॉइंट है? फोर्थ पॉइंट अभी बताया मैंने, आपने सुना नहीं, अभी बच्चे की और प्रॉब्लम थी बेटा। 26 में अगर कोई थर्ड पर्सन कुछ रॉन्ग कर रहा है, थर्ड पर्सन कुछ रॉन्ग कर रहा है उस गुड्स के साथ, तो बेलर और बेली दोनों ही सूट फाइल कर सकते हैं। एक सेकंड बेटा। और क्या क्वेरी है सर? इन केस ऑफ बेलमेंट इज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट माइनर इज वैलिड? नो, माइनर के संग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हमेशा वॉइड होता है। अभी बता रहा हूँ विष्णु, आपकी प्रॉब्लम भी बता रहा हूँ। एक्चुअली वार फिंगर जो होते हैं वो होते हैं एक तरीके से गोडाउन टाइप, गोडाउन टेकर वार फिंगर्स, जो चीजों को हैंड ओवर करते हैं। इसको आप एक बार इस पर जाइए, गूगल पर जाइए, उसको सब चीज मिल जाएगी डिटेल में। एग्जाम्पल 29। एग्जाम्पल 29, ए गिफ्ट इज वॉच टू बी यूज बाय बी ओनली आफ्टरवर्ड्स। ए ने घड़ी दी बी को, किस लिए? बी को यूज करनी है, लेकिन बाद में बी ने क्या किया, वो घड़ी अपने भाई को दे दी। प्रॉपर केयर के बाद भी घड़ी चोरी हो गई, प्रॉपर केयर के बाद घड़ी चोरी हो गई, उस केस में क्या होगा? बेलर को बेली को कॉम्पनसेशन देना पड़ेगा बेलर को। और कोई क्वेरी इधर देखता हूँ मैं। देता हूँ बेटा, एक सेकंड, एक क्वेरी इधर देख लूँ। क्या क्वेरी है? एक्चुअली वार फिंगर जो होता है, जो पोर्ट्स होते हैं उनको जो लुक आफ्टर करता है, जो घाट बने होते हैं उनको देखता है। सर माइनर ग्रेचुटियस बेलमेंट में बेली बन सकता है। देखिए बेली बना दीजिए, लेकिन आप कोई लॉस क्लेम नहीं कर सकते, बिकॉज द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विद माइनर इज ऑलवेज वॉइड। एग्जाम्पल 31 आपने शायद पढ़ा नहीं है, इसमें क्लियर लिखा हुआ है कि गेहूं मिक्स कर दिया, गेहूं दिया आपको डिलीवर करने के लिए, उसने अपने वीट से मिक्स कर दिया, तो वो सेपरेट नहीं हो सकता ना, तो लॉस माना जाए, कॉम्पनसेशन देना पड़ेगा। 32 में क्या था, आपने किताब दी फ्रेंड को पढ़ने के लिए, बंदर ले गया, आपने टाइम पे नहीं लौटाई, तो आप लाइबल होंगे कॉम्पनसेशन देने के लिए। रिटर्न एक्विजिशन ऑफ गुड, ये तो बताया बेटा, अभी मैंने एग्जाम्पल भी दिया, थर्ड पॉइंट आपने पूछा था, एग्जाम्पल भी दिया मैंने। क्या था कि जो बढ़ोतरी होगी, एग्जाम्पल भी दिया काव वाला, अगर कोई गुड्स में कोई वैल्यू बढ़ती है तो वो लौटानी पड़ेगी। अगर बेली के पास गुड्स है और बेलर को उस गुड्स में कोई वैल्यू बढ़ती है तो बेलर को वापस करनी पड़ेगी। संदीप, वी विल टेक योर क्वेरी आई थिंक आफ्टर द क्लास, बिकॉज इट इज फ्रॉम स्टडी मॉड्यूल ना, तो आई विल टेक आफ्टर द क्लास। एक इन बिटवीन इफ मुझे टाइम हुआ तो डेफिनेटली आई विल टेक योर। So ready for LPL2. Bailey should care the goods as per as a man of ordinary prudence, as owner, as principal, as servant. अक्षित, सारे एग्जाम्पल आ गए आपके, तो एक भी नहीं बचा मेरे ख्याल से बीच में। देखता हूँ बेटे, अभी लेता हूँ, रिप्लाई कीजिए। बेटे मैंने इनको इस एग्जाम्पल 38 और 40 ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर चुका हूं मैं पहले, इनसे पहले पॉइंट्स में भी डिस्कस किया मैंने, जब हमने डिस्कस किया था व्हेन वी हैव डिस्कस द ड्यूटीज ऑफ बेलर, उसमें डिस्कस कर चुके हैं। प्लीज ध्यान दीजिए, रीड कीजिए उन्हें प्रॉपर। सेकंड, sorry, second question, when in transaction of bailment comes to an end, the duty of transfer the goods is laid upon whom? Bailer, bailee, bailment person. The bailer is bound to disclose to the bailee faults of the goods, price of the goods, weight of the goods, owner of the goods. Lien means to retain goods in his possession, right to sell the goods, right to purchase the goods, right to destroy the goods. Statement 1, gratuitous. In gratuitous bailment, the bailer is liable to disclose all the faults, whether known to him or not. Statement 2, in non-gratuitous bailment, the bailer is liable to disclose only such faults which are known to him. Only statement 1 is correct, only statement 2 is correct. Both statements are correct, none of the statement is correct. In case there are two or more joint owners of the goods, the bailee has to deliver them back to any of the joint owner, such joint owner for which all the joint owners have consented, all the joint owners collectively, none of these. So, Bailey should take care as a man of ordinary prudence. When the in the transaction of bailment comes to an end, the duty of transfer the goods is laid upon whom? Bailey. On lawyer goods, Bailey. The bailier is bound to disclose to the Bailey faults the goods. Lien means to retain goods in his possession. Both are incorrect. None of the statement is correct. Any of the joint owners. Vishnu, Ikra, Ushri, चलिए एग्जाम्पल 40 अक्षित की क्वेरी है सर 40 में उसको फॉल्ट के बारे में नहीं पता, फॉल्ट की तो बात ही नहीं है। देखिए चलिए क्या है फॉल्ट उसमें, सॉरी 40 में ए गिव्स हिज बाइक टू बी ऑन हायर, नॉन ग्रेचुइटियस है, राइट? तो लायबल फॉर एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी एक्सपेंसेस वेदर नोन टू हिम और नॉट, पता हो या नहीं पता हो, नॉन ग्रेचुइटियस में लायबल होगा। एंड 41 क्या है? 41 बात कर रहा है एक्सपेंसेस बेयर करने की, रिपेयर चार्जेस एंड पेट्रोल चार्जेस। Now the time to discuss the modes of termination of bailment. The direct question of 5 to 6 marks can be asked on these points. What are the modes of termination of bailment? First is on expiry of the stipulated period. It means if the bailment is for a specific period, after the expiry of period, after the end of the period, the bailment comes to end. See example number 48. X gives a cycle to Y for month and bailment terminates after 1 month. Accomplishment of a specified purpose. Example 44. X hires certain tents and crockery on marriage of his daughter. That bailment terminates after the marriage. अगर कोई पर्पस के लिए है, if the bailment is for a specific purpose, after the completion of purpose, the bailment is terminated. Bailey does anything inconsistent with the condition. Bailey misuse the goods. A gives horse to B for his own riding. B gives horse to his brother for riding. Now A can terminate the bailment. Gratuitous bailment can be terminated by bailer at any time by giving a notice to the bailee. However, if due to premature means before due date, there is loss to bailee in excess of the benefit derived by him, the bailer must compensate the bailee for such a loss. By death, a gratuitous bailment terminates upon the death of either the bailer or the bailee. It is only for gratuitous bailment. Destruction of subject matter. Example 46. X gives his cycle to Y on hire. साइकिल डैमेज बियॉन्ड रिपेयर, मतलब इतनी बेकार हो गई कि रिपेयर नहीं हो सकती. नाउ बेलमेंट एंड्स. जो मेन सब्जेक्ट मैटर था, इट इज डिस्ट्रॉयड. फाइंडर ऑफ लॉस्ट गुड. एक क्वेरी और रह गई अक्षित गुप्ता जी की. राइट टू डिसाइड कोड टू टाइटल गुड्स का मीनिंग क्या है? कि कोड डिसाइड करेगा कौन ओनर है. टाइटल का मतलब ओनरशिप. नाउ कम टू द फाइंडर ऑफ लॉस्ट गुड्स. Meaning, finder of lost good means you find something. So finder of lost good is a person who finds belonging to another and takes them into his custody. He is subject to the same responsibility as that of bailee. It means that same duties that of bailee, same duties as that of bailee. Some of you has asked the question about this point, sir, whether the finder of lost good is a bailment or quasi contract. It is quasi bailment contract. Quasi bailment contract. Duties of finder of lost goods: to take reasonable care of the goods, not to mix the goods with his own goods, same duties as that of bailee. Must try to find the true owner, not to use the goods for his own purpose, अपने काम के लिए यूज नहीं करना है. To return any increase in the goods, अगर कुछ वही एक्सलेशन अगर कुछ होता है तो वापस करना है. Rights of finder of lost goods. The finder of lost goods, important please. This is the right of lien, means retain, right to retain, and this is filing the suit in the court for reward. Important है, बहुत important है, please समझिए फर्क. The finder of lost good can retain the goods against the owner until receive compensation for trouble and expenses voluntarily incurred by him to preserve the goods. But he has no right to sue the owner. Means if the finder of lost goods, please listen, if the finder of lost goods have incurred some expenses to preserve the goods, have incurred some expenses to preserve the goods, he can retain the goods for payment, but he cannot file the suit for claiming those expenses. Suppose one person find a watch, watch that find a mobile, you can say mobile, and mobile was dead at that time. He found he has incurred some expenses to repair for that mobile and finding the true owner. Suppose he has made the payment of rupees 100 for repair of the mobile, so that he can find out who is the true owner, right? In that case, what actually happened? The true owner denied for making the payment of rupees 100. So in this case, the finder of lost good can retain the goods until the payment is made. But if finder of lost good has handed over the mobile to true owner without receiving the expenses, he cannot claim those expenses by the court. Suppose A found the mobile belongs to B. He incurred 100 rupees for repairing of that mobile so that he can find out the true owner. True owner was found but denied to make the payment of expenses. A can retain the mobile for payment of these 100 rupees, but he cannot file the suit in the court. So if A has handed over the mobile to B, afterwards he cannot claim those expenses. Where the owner has offered a specific reward. Suppose B has announced a reward of 1000 who will find his mobile. Where the owner has offered a specific reward for return of goods lost, the finder may sue for such reward and may retain the goods until he receives it. Yani ki if B has announced some reward for the mobile, suppose 1000 rupees, so A can retain the mobile and also can file the suit for rupees 1000. खर्चों के लिए केवल रिटेन कर सकता है, सूट फाइल नहीं कर सकता है, लेकिन अगर कोई रिवॉर्ड अनाउंस हुआ है तो फाइंडर ऑफ लॉस्ट गुड्स उसको रिटेन भी कर सकता है उस रिवॉर्ड के लिए और सूट फाइल भी कर सकता है. तो प्लीज रीड. The finder of lost good can retain the goods against the owner until he receives compensation that for trouble and expenses voluntarily incurred by him to preserve the goods. However, he has no right to sue the true owner. But where the owner has offered a specific reward for the return of the goods lost, the finder may sue for such reward and may retain the goods until he receives it. Please read. Right to sale of goods, section 169. The question may be asked in an exam for 2 or 3 marks. In what cases the finder of lost good can sell the goods? Finder can sell the goods. Where the true owner cannot with reasonable diligence be found or found but refuses to pay the lawful charges of the finder. ट्रू ओनर नहीं मिल रहा है, बहुत कोशिश करने के बाद भी नहीं मिल रहा है, और मिल रहा है तो वो पैसे नहीं खर्चे, जो खर्चे हुए 100 रुपए वो दे नहीं रहा है. द फाइंडर में सेल इट, फाइंडर उस गुड्स को बेच सकता है इफ when the goods is in danger of perishing or of losing the greater part of its value. Goods क्या है? perishing means जल्दी खराब होने वाला. फाइंडर लग रहा है गुड्स जल्दी खराब हो जाएगा या फिर उसकी वैल्यू कम हो जाएगी. और when the lawful charges of the finder in respect of goods found amount 2/3 of the value. 2/3 of its value means realizable value. So if the expenses incurred are of 2/3 of NRV, realizable value, so in that case he can sold the goods. सपोज खर्च हो गए 100 रुपए और खर्च हो गए 200 रुपए, और एनआरवी कितनी है उसकी 300 रुपए, एनआरवी इज 300 रुपीज. So expenses are 2/3 of the NRV. So in that case, he can sell the goods. Finder may sell the goods. Pledge. Pledge means bailment, but for security. It is the bailment of goods as security for payment of debt or performance of promise. Payment of debt or performance of promise. किसी पर्पस के लिए या किसी लोन के चुकाने की सिक्योरिटी में रखा जाता है, उसे हम प्लेज बोलते हैं. In the case of pledge, bailor is called pooner and bailee is called pony. Rights of pony same that of as some like same as the rights of bailee. Retain the pledge goods. The pony may retain the goods pledged for the payment of debt, for the payment of interest of debt, and all necessary expenses for the preservation of the goods. Retention for subsequent debts. The pony may retain the goods pledged for payment of subsequent debt only when it is provided in the contract. यानी कि वो किसी और लोन के लिए भी गुड्स को रिटर्न कर सकता है, बट ये बात उस एग्रीमेंट में क्लियर होनी चाहिए कि देयर इज राइट जनरल, देयर इज ए राइट ऑफ जनरल लियन. ये लिखा होना चाहिए कि जनरल लियन का राइट है, अदरवाइज नहीं. रिकवरी एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी एक्सपेंसेस. पोनी कैन सू ओनर फॉर सच एक्सपेंसेस, हाउएवर ही कैन नॉट रिटेन द गुड्स. एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी एक्सपेंसेस क्लेम कर सकता है, बट गुड्स को रिटेन नहीं कर सकता. Right on default by pawner. If pawner has made default in making the payment of debt, if pawner make default in payment of debt within the specified time. भाई प्लेज क्या है? गुड्स को रखा आपने, गिरवी रखा लोन के लिए, और अगर लोन का पेमेंट नहीं करते हैं टाइम पर, if pawner makes fault in the payment of debt within the specified time, means pawner does not make the payment of debt within the specified time, the pony may bring the suit against the pawner upon the debt and retain the goods pledge as a collateral security. Means उस केस में पोनी सूट फाइल करेगा और जब तक पेमेंट नहीं होगा गुड्स को रोक के रखेगा. और sell the things pledge on giving the owner reasonable notice. Reasonable मतलब reasonable time का notice. अब reasonable time depends upon situation to situation. यानी एक नोटिस देके गुड्स को बेच भी सकता है. And if such proceeds of sale goods बेच दिया less than the amount due. Suppose the loan amount is rupees 1 lakh and the sale value is 90,000. The owner is still liable to pay the balance. Means owner is liable to make the payment, of 10,000. Loan amount is 1 lakh. Sale value 90,000. So then he has to pay the 10,000 rupees. But if the sale value is suppose 120,000, 1,20,000, then pony shall pay the extra amount to the owner. Yani he has to pay 20,000 to the owner, surplus amount. Rights of owner same as that of bailor. Terminate the bailment. Demand return of the goods anytime. Terminate the bailment if pony do anything against the contract. Demand return of the goods anytime. Claim accretion right against third party. If third party do something wrong with the goods, he can file the suit against third party. Redeem the goods before sale. Important point. Important. First, you should understand the meaning of redemption. Redemption means to recover back the goods by making the payment of debt or performance of promise. यानी कि पेमेंट, लोन का पेमेंट करके गुड्स को वापस लेना कॉल्ड रिडम्पशन. भाई आपने पेमेंट कर दिया और गुड्स वापस ले लिया. When owner makes default in payment of debt or performance of promise, he still has a right to redeem the goods pledge at any subsequent time before the pony sells them. Means if owner makes the default in making in payment of debt, the pony has the right to sell, but he can redeem the goods before the sale by pony. he has to pay, but he has to pay such additional expenses to the pony that arose due to his default. लेकिन इस केस में अगर पोनी ने कोई खर्चा किया है तो वो उसे पेमेंट करना पड़ेगा. सेक्शन 171 क्या कह रहा है कि अगर मान लीजिए ओनर ने ड्यू डेट पे पेमेंट नहीं किया तो पोनी को राइट है गुड्स बेचने का एक नोटिस देकर, बट उस सेल से पहले अगर ओनर ने पेमेंट कर दिया पूरे लोन की लाइबिलिटी का, पूरी लोन और लाइबिलिटी का, वो वापस ले सकता है. लेकिन अगर पोनी ने कोई खर्चा एडिशनल किया उस सेल को अरेंज करने के लिए खर्चे हुए, वो उसको देने पड़ेंगे. किसको देने पड़ेंगे? ओनर को देने पड़ेंगे. तो व्हेन ओनर मेक्स डिफॉल्ट इन मेकिंग द पेमेंट ऑफ डेब्ट or performance of promise, he still has the right to redeem the goods pledged at any subsequent time before the pony sells them. But he has to pay such additional expenses to the pony that arose due to his default. Duties of pony, same as that of bailee for non-gratuitous bailment. And duties of owner, same as that of bailer in case of non-gratuitous bailment. Please read. पढ़िए ध्यान से बच्चों इनको. Pledge by non-owner. The normal law says the pledge can be done by owner only. भाई गिरवी कौन रखेगा? केवल ओनर रखेगा. But there are cases where the pledge can be done by the non-owners. A direct question can also be asked in your exams. So what are the cases in which the goods can be pledged by the non-owner? Pledge by mercantile agent, business agent. A mercantile agent who is in possession of the goods or document of title with the consent of owner, when owner authorize him, can pledge them while acting in the ordinary course of business as a mercantile agent. Such pledge shall be valid as if it were made with the authority of the owner of the goods, provided pony acted in good faith and had no notice that owner has no authority to pledge. Means अगर owner ने authority नहीं दी है agent को और pony को ये पता नहीं है तो ये pledge valid मानी जाएगी. Pledge by person in possession under voidable contract. Voidable contract, remember unit number 1. When the owner has obtained the possession of goods under a voidable contract, the pledge created by him shall be valid, provided the contract had not been resigned before the contract of pledge and the pony act in good faith without the notice of owner's effective title. Means, suppose the goods are obtained under a voidable contract. The party has right to avoid the contract but does not avoid the contract. एक ए ने बी को गन दिखाकर एक एक्टिवा खरीद ली 200 रुपए में. बी के पास राइट था कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को वॉइड करने का. कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इज वॉइडेबल बाय बी, बट बी ने वॉइड नहीं किया उसको. उससे पहले ही ओनर ने ए ने उसको गिरवी रख दिया सी के पास और सी को पता नहीं था कि ऐसा भी कुछ हुआ है. तो इन दिस केस pledge is perfectly valid. Second point, next point, pledge where owner has only limited interest, section 179. C, where a person pledges goods in which he has only a limited interest, the pledge is valid to the extent of that interest. See example number A. A pledges his jewelry worth rupees 1 lakh to B for an advance of 70,000. A ने ज्वेलरी गिरवी रखी, 1 लाख रुपए की वैल्यू थी, पर लोन लिया 70,000 रुपए का. P pledges the same for rupees 90,000. B ने उसको pledge कर दिया आगे C को 90,000 के लिए. Now the pledge is valid only for 70,000 plus interest. क्योंकि जो B का राइट था, भाई A ने ज्वेलरी दी 1 लाख रुपए की, लोन लिया 70,000 रुपए का, किसके पास से? B के पास. B का राइट कितना? 70,000 का, प्लस जो इंटरेस्ट बनता है उस लोन के ऊपर. तो C उतने अमाउंट के लिए ज्वेलरी को आगे गिरवी रख सकता है. Pledge by co-owner, where the goods are owned by many persons with the consent of other owners. The goods are left in the possession of one of the co-owners. Such a co-owner may make a valid pledge of the goods in his possession. Means if the goods are owned by many persons with the consent of the other owners. Consent of other owner can pledge the goods. Such owner may make a valid pledge. Pledge by seller or buyer in possession. Seller or buyer in possession. A seller in whose possession the goods have been left after sale. Sale हो गई लेकिन goods अभी भी seller के पास है. और buyer who with the consent of seller obtains possession of the goods. Buyer के पास possession है लेकिन ownership transfer नहीं हुई है. Before sale can make the valid pledge. वो valid अगर वो pledge करते हैं goods को, for example मैंने कोई टीवी खरीदा, कहां से, किसी शॉप से खरीदा, जेठालाल की शॉप से खरीदा, और वो टीवी अभी वहीं छोड़ दिया, मैं 2 दिन बाद लेके जाऊंगा. जेठालाल से गिरवी रख सकते हैं. वैलिड माना जाएगा अगर जिसको गिरवी रखा उसे पता नहीं है कि जेठालाल पे ये राइट नहीं था. क्या कहता है? प्रोवाइडेड द पोनी एक्टेड इन द गुड फेथ एंड हैज नो नॉलेज ऑफ द डिफेक्ट इन द टाइटल ऑफ द. See example, A buys a cycle from B, B leaves the cycle with the seller, B then pledges the cycle with C, who does not know of the sale to A and acted in the good faith. This is a valid pledge. So this was the unit number 8. Ask your queries one by one. जल्दी से पूछिए, relevant पूछिए, because अभी हमें ये भी discuss करना है. Ask your queries. Akshit, write on default by owner. Which slide you are talking with? Slide number. अगर ओनर ने पेमेंट नहीं किया डेब्ट का, जो लोन लिया था, तो पोनी गुड्स को बेच सकता है, सिक्योरिटी को बेच सकता है. बेचने के बाद अगर पैसे कम मिले तो बाकी पैसे किसको देने पड़ेंगे? ओनर को देने पड़ेंगे. और अगर ज्यादा मिल गए तो पोनी से वापस करेगा. बताया था मैंने, 1 लाख का एग्जाम्पल लिया, 90,000 का, 1,20,000 का बेटे. एनी अदर क्वेरी? फास्ट. विष्णु, एनी क्वेरी बेटा? Sir, pledge by person in position under voidable contract in English. Okay. Suppose A has purchased a scooter at a gunpoint from B for rupees 500. So this contract is voidable due to coercion at the option of B. But before B takes the decision to avoid the contract, A has pledged the goods. A has pledged the goods. A has pledged the goods. So this pledge will be valid if the pony has no idea the owner has purchased this scooter by coercion. Right? Vishnu, clear? Okay. Right to sell the goods, पता है ना बेटे, अगर if owner have not made the payment, if owner does not make the payment of debt, the pony has the right to sell the goods as a goods held by him as security, but by giving a reasonable notice. And what is the reasonable time depends upon situation to situation. Any other query? So we should start LPL 3. सर प्लेज बाय को ओनर. अरे को ओनर मतलब होता है दो लोगों ने मिलके कुछ खरीदा हुआ है. इफ टू ओनर, इफ द ओनर मोर देन वन ओनर, if goods is owned by more than one person, if goods is owned by more than one person, then they are called co-owners. And one co-owner with the permission of other co-owner can pledge the goods. And second thing is seller or buyer. If goods is sold but held with the seller, then seller can seller pledge the goods. The pledge will be valid if the pony has no idea about the fault of the seller. आप मैंने बताया एग्जाम्पल लिया कि मैंने एक टीवी खरीदा जेठालाल से और जेठालाल के टीवी रखवा दिया, मैं 2 दिन बाद उठाऊंगा। इस बीच में जेठालाल ने उसे गिरवी रख दिया, तो जिसको गिरवी रखा उसे अगर नहीं पता है कि जेठालाल को राइट नहीं था तो ये प्लेज वैलिड मानी जाएगी। रिलेशन बिटवीन प्लेज एंड बिलमेंट. Pledge is the bailment but for a specific purpose, that is as a security for the loan or performance of a promise. Mode of termination. Second point, very simple point, Akshit. If the goods is given for a specific purpose, like I have given you the book for your exam, then after the exam you have to return the book and the bailment is terminated. Third point, if I have given the book to you for your study purpose, but you shared the book for another friend, then the bailment will be end. Okay, Akshit. Pledge is a contract of bailment, definitely. Pledge क्या है? Bailment ही तो है, कोई चीज दे रहे हैं एज ए सिक्योरिटी, बाद में वापस मिल जाएगी. Clear? Okay. Let's go for first question. The finder of lost good has a right of succession, purchase, lien, none. A finder of goods is subject to the same responsibility as that of bailee, bailer, surety, purchaser. The bailment of goods as security for payment of debt is called pledge, bailment, mortgage, none of these. The bailment of goods as security for performance of promise is called pledge, bailment, mortgage, none of these. What is the essential element of a valid pledge? The pledge is a contract of bailment, agency, guarantee, mortgage. Lien, bailee, pledge, delivery of goods, bailment. चलिए देखते हैं. आयशा, विष्णु, संदीप, दक्षता, इकरा, अक्षित, निखिल, उश्री. So let's take one or two questions. Akshit, I will allow you for unmute option, and after this question, so these two questions, the last question student will do self. And please, I will allow you only for 2 or 3 queries, right? First question. Radhesham borrowed a sum of rupees 50,000 from a bank on the security of gold on 1st July 2019 under an agreement which contains the clause that bank shall have a right of particular lien. Bank shall have a right of particular lien on the gold pledged with it. Radheshyam thereafter took an unsecured loan of rupees 20,000 from the same bank on 1st August 2019 for the 3 months. On 30th September 2019, he repaid the entire secured loan of rupees 50,000 and requested the bank to release the gold pledge with it. The bank decided to continue the lien on the gold until the unsecured loan is fully repaid by the Radheshyam. Decide whether the decision of the bank is valid with the provisions of Indian Contract Act 1872. Whether the bank is decision of bank is valid. Nikhil said valid. Deepak said no. Sandeep said yes. Dakshta no. 4% replied, but different way. Answer are different. Any other one? Akshit, tell me. Very good, Vishnu. Absolute correct answer. Anyone else? Very good, Ushri. Akshit. No. Why no? Achha, the students who have given the answer no, please give the reason. गलत. अक्षित, your answer is wrong. नहीं, गलत बोल रहे हैं आप. कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में कहाँ लिखा है? ये बात कुछ और लिखी है. Because it was, answer is no, because it was clearly mentioned in the agreement that it is a particular lien which contains a clause that the bank shall have a right of particular lien. See the answer. According to section 171 of Indian Contract Act 1872, in the absence of a contract to the contrary, banker, factors, wharfingers, policy brokers, and attorney of the law has the right to retain the goods not only for the demands arising out of the good retained, but the general balance of the account in favor. But what is the answer? On the basis of provisions and the facts of the case, it can be concluded that as there is specific contract for the particular lien between Radheshyam and the bank for secured loan of 50,000, the provisions of general lien will not be applicable for unsecured loan of rupees 20,000. Hence, the decision of the bank to continue the lien on the gold until the unsecured loan fully repaid by Radheshyam is not valid. Clear this question? Question is clear to all of you or not? Nikhil? Ikra? Sandeep? One more question. A hires say carriage from B, agrees to pay 500 as hire charges. The carriage is unsafe, though B is unaware of it. A is injured and claims compensation for injuries suffered by him. B refuses to pay. Discuss the liability of B. Means B is liable or not. Question is B is liable or not. Aisha saying yes. Deepak saying yes. Anyone else? Yes, very good. Vishnu? Everyone saying yes. The answer is section 150 hint, responsible to compensate A, sustain even if he was not aware of the defect in the carriage. So I have already mentioned 8 to 10 questions of such nature for your revision point of view. Please go through these points. ये क्लास के बाद इनको प्लीज ध्यान से पढ़िएगा. ठीक है, मैंने करीब करीब देखिए बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन लगा दिए हैं इसमें, राइट। सो I'm giving the unmute option, but Akshay, please ask your one or two queries. We have already at 4:15. आप पूछिए।
सर दो तीन ही क्वेरीज हैं जो लेफ्ट है।
बोलिए।
एक
बोलिए।
एक पहले यूनिट 8 से है, दो यूनिट 7 से है।
पहले यूनिट 8 की कंप्लीट करते हैं बेटा, है ना।
हाँ जी सर।
बोलिए।
सारा सूट तो क्लियर कर चुका, इसमें क्लियर, इसमें क्लियर। हाँ, आप मुझे वो वाला बता दो। ड्यूटीज ऑफ में
ड्यूटीज ऑफ।
बेलर्स रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू बेली।
एक मिनट बेटा। बेलर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू बेली। बेलर्स ड्यूटी। विच
यस
पॉइंट।
सर। मैं बोल रहा हूँ फोर्थ पॉइंट है उसका, वो बी पॉइंट, और नॉट टू
एक
मिक्स
मिनट
गुड्स।
बेटा। एक मिनट बेटा जी। बेलर पे जाते हैं एक बार। बेलर्स ड्यूटीज। फोर्थ पॉइंट। फोर्थ पॉइंट रिसीव बैक गुड्स।
ये सर, इसमें बैक गुड्स में कंफ्यूजन है इस पॉइंट में, और ड्यूटीज ऑफ बेली में मुझे कंफ्यूजन है।
सेक्शन 164 ये कहता है बेटे कि अगर आपका पर्पस पूरा हो गया, मैंने आपको किताब दी पढ़ने के लिए,
हाँ।
ठीक है, तो आप मुझे किताब वापस करें तो मेरी जिम्मेदारी है उसको वापस लेने की। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने आपको 3 दिन की किताब दी पढ़ने के लिए, तो मेरी ड्यूटी बनती है, मैं बेलर हो गया, आप बेली हो गए, मेरी ड्यूटी बनती है कि उसको मैं वापस ले लूँ 3 दिन बाद। अगर 3 दिन बाद मैंने नहीं लिया और आपको उसको रखना पड़ा, कुछ खर्चा करना पड़ा मेंटेन करने के लिए, तो वो सारा कॉम्पोजिशन मुझे देना पड़ेगा। ठीक है।
ये सर फटाफट पूछता हूँ, यूनिट 7 की
हाँ।
पूछनी है मुझे।
और बोलिए।
फटाफट फटाफट करता हूँ। ड्यूटीज ऑफ बेली में मुझे ये सर, एक मिनट, आप प्री मैच्योर टर्मिनेशन का मीनिंग बताओगे क्या?
प्री मेचर मतलब जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने किताब दी आपको पढ़ने के लिए 4 महीने के लिए, और मैं आपसे वापस मांग रहा हूँ 4 महीने से पहले ही। प्री मेचर टाइम से पहले।
और हाँ, और ड्यूटीज ऑफ बेली में मुझे नॉट टू मिक्स द गुड्स में सेकंड पॉइंट, और
एग्जाम्पल।
एग्जाम्पल 12 और नॉट टू मिक्स द गुड्स में
एग्जाम्पल
एग्जाम।
12 तो एग्जाम्पल 12 तो बेटे उसमें नहीं, कहीं एग्जाम्पल का कंफ्यूजन है आपको।
नहीं सर,
एग्जाम्पल।
मैं पेज नंबर बता रहा हूँ ना सर, टू पॉइंट वन एट्टी
बताइए
वन
बताइए।
2.181।
अच्छा, स्टडी मॉड्यूल में जाऊं मैं।
हाँ यस सर।
ओके ओके, एक सेकंड की स्टडी मॉड्यूल ओपन करने दीजिए मुझे।
यस सर, जल्दी सारी रिजॉल्व हो जाए
कोई
क्वेरीज।
बात नहीं बेटे। एक मिनट खुल रहा है बेटे।
यस सर, यस सर।
पेज नंबर बेटा।
पेज नंबर 2.181 एंड 182।
181 पे आ गए हम, बताइए इसमें विच पॉइंट।
इसमें सर एग्जाम्पल 12 और नॉट टू मिक्स द गुड्स में सेकंड और थर्ड पॉइंट।
एग्जाम्पल 12। ये तो एग्जाम्पल 183 पर है बेटा पेज नंबर, चलो कोई नहीं, शायद तो आपकी स्टडी पर वो होगी। एग्जाम्पल 12, इफ एक्स वेल्स द हिज ऑर्नामेंट टू वाई, यही वाला बेटा।
यस सर।
इफ एक्स वेल्स इज ऑर्नामेंट टू वाई एंड वाई कीप दीज ऑर्नामेंट इन हिज ओन लॉकर एट हिज हाउस along with his own ornaments, यही वाला एग्जाम्पल है ना।
हाँ यस सर, यस सर, यस
And
सर।
if all the ornaments are stolen, X will not be responsible for the loss of Y. X ने कुछ ज्वेलरी दी Y को रखने के लिए, Y ने अपनी ज्वेलरी के साथ अपनी अलमारी में रख दी, और वो पूरी पूरी ज्वेलरी चोरी हो गई। तो वाई ने वही केयर की जो अपने गुड्स की तो इस केस में अगर गुड्स चोरी हो गया तो एक्स की वाई की कोई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं आती है। इफ ऑन दी अदर हैंड एक्स स्पेसिफिकली इंस्ट्रक्ट वाई टू कीप देम इन ए बैंक, अगर स्पेसिफिकली एक्स ने कहा था भैया मैं तुम्हें दे रहा हूँ लेकिन बैंक में जाके जमा कर देना, ये मेरे जो ज्वेलरी है, वाई ने नहीं किया, तो चोरी हो गया, अब वाई रिस्पॉन्सिबल हो जाएगा, क्योंकि इसने स्पेसिफिकली बोला था उसको रखने के लिए बैंक।
नेक्स्ट मैं जल्दी करता हूँ, मैं जल्दी जल्दी। राइट टू इंडेमनिटी।
एग्जाम्पल, राइट टू इंडेमनिटी, पॉइंट नंबर बेटा।
बताता हूँ सर। हो गया, हो गया। राइट सब वेली में सेकंड पॉइंट।
पेज नंबर।
पेज नंबर, पेज नंबर 2.184।
सेकंड पॉइंट।
यस सर।
हेडिंग पढ़िए।
मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ, राइट टू इंडेमनिटी सेक्शन 166।
एक सेकंड, ये पेज नंबर चेंज हो गए हैं। टॉपिक क्या था?
राइट्स ऑफ बेली।
राइट्स ऑफ वैल्यू, वेट 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 वेट, पेज नंबर ठीक है, 167, 166।
टू पॉइंट
राइट
वन
टू,
एटी में सेक्शन
कोई
वन
बात
सिक्सटी
नहीं,
सिक्स
राइट टू इंडेमनिटी, राइट।
यस सर।
This section provides that if the bailee is entitled to be indemnified by the bailer for any loss arising to him by reason that the bailer was not entitled to make the bailment or receive back the goods or to give direction in respect of them. If the bailer has no title, अगर बेलर ने कोई टाइटल नहीं था, बेलर के पास
हम्म।
ओनरशिप नहीं थी, किसी और गुड्स पकड़ा दिया और इससे बेली को नुकसान हुआ, तो बेली वो नुकसान किससे क्लेम कर सकता है? बेलर से क्लेम कर सकता है। यानी कि अगर बेलर की गलती की वजह से अगर बेली को नुकसान होता है तो वो बेलर से क्लेम कर सकता है।
सर,
एग्रीड?
यस सर, ये तो समझ में आ गया। अब मुझे ये पूछना था, एक मिनट सर, कर रहा हूँ जल्द। इतना सारा बोर्ड। एक मिनट सर, एक मिनट सर। हाँ सर, अब आप उस 2.162 पे आइए सर।
2 यूनिट नंबर 7।
यस सर।
जस्ट वेट। टू पॉइंट वन सिक्सटी वन।
62 पे आइए सर।
टॉपिक।
टॉपिक मैं बताता हूँ सर, एक मिनट। डिस्चार्ज और श्योरिटी है।
रिचार्ज और श्योरिटी बताइए।
उसमें 2.162 में सी सी वाले में और डी वाले में कंफ्यूजन है।
सी पॉइंट, हेडिंग क्या
सी
है
और
सी
डी।
पॉइंट?
मैं पढ़ता हूँ सर। डिस्चार्ज ऑफ श्योरिटी व्हेन क्रेडिटर कंपाउंड्स विद गिव्स टाइम्स टू और
कहता है
अग्रीज
अगर
नॉट।
मान लीजिए, अगर मान लीजिए क्रेडिटर ने कुछ सेटलमेंट कर लिया, किससे? प्रिंसिपल डेटर से, उसे टाइम दे दिया, फॉर एग्जांपल टाइम 15 दिन मांगे उसने, मुझे कहा कि 15 दिन दे दो मुझे, मैं भी पेमेंट नहीं कर पाऊंगा। क्रेडिटर ने उसे कुछ रिलीफ दे दी, कहीं कुछ सेटलमेंट कर लिया इसके साथ, प्रिंसिपल डेटर के साथ, विदाउट द नॉलेज ऑफ श्योरिटी। इन दैट केस श्योरिटी विल बी डिस्चार्ज। कि अगर श्योरिटी को पता ही नहीं है कि क्रेडिटर और प्रिंसिपल डेटर ने आपस में सेटिंग कर ली है, तो श्योरिटी लाइबिलिटी खत्म हो जाएगी।
और उसमें जो सी पॉइंट है उसमें मुझे ये है, डाउट है, मैं बताता हूँ। केसेस में शुरू तक तो समझ में आ गया, आपकी पीपीटी से रेफर कर लिया, वीडियो से समझ में आ गया। केसेस में श्योरिटी नॉट डिस्चार्ज में उसमें दिक्कत आ
एक
रही है।
केसेस में कौन सा पॉइंट?
श्योरिटी नॉट डिस्चार्ज व्हेन अग्रीमेंट मेड विद थर्ड पर्सन टू गिव टाइम टू
अगर मान
प्रिंसिपल
लीजिए
डेटर।
फॉर एग्जाम्पल, वो कह रहा है कि अगर देखिए, प्रिंसिपल डेटर ने टाइम मांगा पेमेंट के लिए, लेकिन थर्ड पर्सन ने कहा कोई बात नहीं मैं दे दूंगा टाइम। सपोज श्योरिटी ने गारंटी दी कि क्रेडिटर को कि वो डेटर को माल बेच दे, ठीक है।
यस
डेटर
सर।
ने माल बेच दिया, डेटर को माल बेच दिया गया। अब 2 महीने का पेमेंट का टाइम था, 2 महीने के बाद उस पर डेटर पैसे नहीं थे, तो एक थर्ड पर्सन आया, मिस्टर जेड। जेड ने कहा अरे कोई बात नहीं मैं अलाउ कर रहा हूँ। तो जेड का कोई रोल ही नहीं है, थर्ड पर्सन है, तो जेड के कहने से क्या होगा? अगर क्रेडिटर ने कोई टाइम दिया ही नहीं उसे एक्स्ट्रा, तो इस बात से श्योरिटी की लाइबिलिटी खत्म नहीं होगी, श्योरिटी लाइबल रहेगा। अगर थर्ड पर्सन घुस रहा है तो थर्ड पर्सन की कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, तो उसकी श्योरिटी लाइबिलिटी खत्म नहीं हो।
तो सिचुएशन है, अगर मनोज ने गारंटी करी वैसे रंजन से, और
हम्म,
रिटेल टेक्सटाइल मर्चेंट है अमाउंट के लिए वन
हम्म,
लाख और शर्मा है सप्लायर है, टाइम टू टाइम सप्लाई गुड्स करता है क्रेडिट बेसिस में रंजन को। एक महीने बाद मनोज रिवॉक्स करता है गारंटी, शर्मा ने सप्लाई कर दी, गुड्स कर दी क्रेडिट पे 40,000।
हम्म,
और इसमें क्या मनोज डिस्चार्ज कर सकता है क्या सारी लाइटी शर्मा को
तो पहली बात
सब्सिक्वेंट रेट
समझिए,
से?
देखिए मैं क्वेश्चन आपको पूरा नहीं समझ पा रहा हूँ, लेकिन एक बात लॉजिकली समझ लीजिए। अगर के क्रेडिटर ने टाइम अलाउ किया है तो ही श्योरिटी की लाइबिलिटी डिस्चार्ज होगी। अगर कोई थर्ड पर्सन ने करा है तो लाइबिलिटी डिस्चार्ज नहीं होगी, खत्म नहीं होगी।
मैं ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि मनोज गारंटीज, इंग्लिश में बोलता हूँ, मनोज गारंटीज फॉर रंजन a
हम्म,
retail textile merchant for an amount of 1 lakh, for
ठीक
which
है,
Sharma, the supplier, may from time to time supply goods on credit
ठीक है।
basis to Ranjan during the next 3 months. After
हम्म,
1 month, Manoj revokes the guarantee when Sharma had supplied goods on credit for 40,000.
हम्म।
इसमें इसमें पूछा गया है, डिसाइड करो कि मनोज इज डिस्चार्ज फ्रॉम ऑल द लाइबिलिटी शर्मा फॉर एनी सब्सिक्वेंट क्रेडिट सप्लाई।
कौन सा एग्जाम्पल है, कहाँ पर है, कहाँ पर है ये?
ये ये एक्चुअली क्वेश्चन आया था तो मैं ये डिस्कस करना चाहता था आपसे।
आप पोर्टल पोर्टल भेज दीजिएगा, मैं इसको रिप्लाई बना के भेज दूंगा एक बार, है ना?
हाँ ठीक है, अनदर लास्ट है, बस क्वेरी मेरी लास्ट है, राइट्स
जी,
ऑफ श्योरिटी।
ठीक है, पूछिए।
पूछता हूँ सर, राइट्स ऑफ श्योरिटी, इसमें क्लैरिफिकेशन, राइट्स ऑफ श्योरिटी में अगेंस्ट द क्रेडिटर में मुझे फर्स्ट सेकंड पॉइंट नहीं समझ में आया, और को श्योरिटीज में बी।
सिक्योरिटी राइट टू बेनिफिट ऑफ क्रेडिटर सिक्योरिटी।
यस सर।
अगर मान लीजिए प्रिंसिपल डेटर ने कोई सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड की थी क्रेडिटर को, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल प्रिंसिपल डेटर ने लोन लिया क्रेडिटर से और साथ में कोई सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड की, साथ में कोई सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड की, राइट अक्षित?
यस
कोई
सर मैं।
कोई सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड की, और
यस सर।
तो अगर श्योरिटी को पेमेंट करना पड़ा ड्यू टू द फॉल्ट ऑफ द प्रिंसिपल डेटर, देन वो जो श्योरिटी है वो सिक्योरिटी किससे ले सकता है? क्रेडिटर से ले सकता है, राइट। एक तो ये पॉइंट हो गया, और कौन सा पॉइंट था आपका सेकंड?
और मेरा वो पॉइंट था, मेरा नेक्स्ट पेज में है, नेक्स्ट पेज में, हाँ, इम्प्लाइड प्रॉमिस टू इंडेमनीफाई।
इम्प्लाइड
इम्प्लाइड प्रॉमिस टू, एग्जाम्पल 30 और इम्प्लाइड प्रॉमिस टू इंडेमनीफाई।
एग्जाम्पल 30।
एग्जाम्पल 30 और बी पॉइंट इम्प्लाइड प्रॉमिस का।
इम्प्लाइड प्रॉमिस टू इंडेमनीफाई श्योरिटी
यस सर।
किसके अगेंस्ट है ये? राइट अगेंस्ट डेटर। कि अगर प्रिंसिपल डेटर की वजह से कोई श्योरिटी को नुकसान होता है तो उसका कॉम्पोजिशन कौन देगा? श्योरिटी को कौन देगा? प्रिंसिपल डेटर देगा। क्या लिखा है? इन एवरी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ऑफ गारंटी देयर इज इम्प्लाइड प्रॉमिस बाय द प्रिंसिपल डेटर टू इंडेमनीफाई द श्योरिटी। एक इम्प्लाइड प्रॉमिस है कि अगर श्योरिटी को नुकसान होगा किसकी वजह से? क्रेडिटर की वजह, प्रिंसिपल डेटर की वजह से, तो उसका कॉम्पनसेशन कौन देगा? श्योरिटी देगा, राइट।
सर तो इसमें मुझे ये, इसमें मैं स्टक हो गया था तो मैंने कुछ चैट बॉक्स में भेजा है, आप उसका आंसर करोगे क्या?
क्या है भेजा है आपने?
छोटा सा ही है, 3-4 लाइन्स ही है ये, लेकिन दिखता बड़ा है।
आर एक्सटेंडेड लोन टू मिस्टर डी विद एक्स वाई जेड एज श्योरिटी। ठीक है, ई श्योरिटी एग्जीक्यूट बॉन्ड। ये अलग क्वेश्चन है बेटे, ये अलग पॉइंट था, शेयरिंग वाला
हाँ।
था।
हाँ तो ये मुझे क्लैरिफाई करना था लास्ट क्लास में, जब लास्ट
लोन
में आप पढ़ा
अमाउंट
रहे
कितने
थे।
रुपए का है? एक सेकेंड। आर ये एक्स ने कहा है मैं 10,000 दूंगा, वाई ने 20,000 और जेड ने 40,000, ठीक है। लोन के 42,000 का नुकसान हुआ तो 42,000 में तीनों का शेयर बनता है इक्वल 42,000 में, तो 14 14 आएगा। लेकिन उसने क्या कहा था एक्स ने? मैं केवल 14, मैं केवल 10 दूंगा, तो एक्स देगा 10, बचे कितने? 32। तो 16 और 16 वाई और जेड देंगे इसमें,
तो
ठीक है।
कोश्योरिटीज, हाँ लास्ट है, मैं कंक्लूड कर रहा हूँ। कोश्योरिटीज में जैसे, मतलब ये मॉडल में दे रखे थे मेरे 37,
बेटा
38,
आप
39।
कल पूछेंगे कॉलेज, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी हो चुका काफी टाइम, 4:28 हो
हाँ।
चुके हैं इसमें।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर, यू क्लैरिफाइड माई ऑल द डाउट्स, डर गया
ठीक
था
है
मैं।
सर, क्लास को एंड कर दीजिए प्लीज।
और सॉरी फॉर कंफ्यूजन हो गया था
कोई बात
मुझे,
नहीं,
सॉरी सर,
ठीक,
मुझे माफ कर दो।
कोई बात। थैंक यू।